He shapeshifts. You'll be lucky if you get a fortune's end. But it definitely seems struggle.
Prepare for battle.
Trying to figure out as well while we're talking about this, what they're saying in chat. I'm always curious to see the banter is Chinese read, because sometimes it seems a little bit ridiculous. Like there was one game I was casting with Winter where they literally said we're gonna bully Eurus, and that's exactly what they did. Just like they said like 4 euros top to kill Eurus multiple times. It was like, yeah. Is there a point where
the battle begins?
Maybe this Vici lineup falls off? Because, I mean, you've got objective taking heroes that are they struggle to cap off the game, or are they move way too fast for EHOME? It just seems like this might be a slow build up for them. Mid is nothing to say, is already taking much damage. Burned South, he's got 1 left as well as Share 10. He's going into the bottle first, but Ori is sitting 5-0 to this Ember's 2-0. And this is something that we talked about in the draft, is you have nothing to say when he's up against those better mids and guys who have that kind of A+ experience, the Somnuses, the AMDs of the world, the Oris of the world. Finds himself falling behind pretty quickly.
Spare to future loss. First blood.
They got the clinks over on him. People like him to kill there on his Inkyu. He does get a bit of a chase down, and it was before the clinks could hit level 2. He's only got searing arrows. Say it's kind of brought this back 9-3 to the 9. At least for now. Again, it was that early beginning that made me think that he was just going to struggle once again. I felt like it was definitely problematic for him. Here, putting that Spirit Siphon on him, throwing a Trip Storm here and there, controlling this lane as much as this Corby being as not surprising. POW, he does have that fissure as well as Soda. trading. That was not a great trade for him. Go a lot of damage just going back and forth like that. So now finally we do see him level 2. He's got that Death Pact available to him. The question is, how is going to work out for Xingqiu is they've got the cogs around Eurus, but mute out thanks to the help of the wolves. Disruption comes in onto the clockwork and Eurus backing up. Did he pop a salve and immediately get hit by a searing arrow?
Radiant's courier has been
I
killed.
must resign myself to causing harm.
I'm pretty sure he was given a salve after that, as the searing arrow just came in at like right as he started that salve. That feels really bad. Look at where Innocence is playing this lane. Jesus. Under the tier 1. About that 5-minute mark in the bounty rooms, which will be picked up. 2-1 so far favoring EHOME, as DY got his bounty rune on the side of EHOME. But DY now in trouble. Nothing to say. Comes first light of Fist will get the kill, but the crit storm as well as the typing on nothing to say. They hit the creature from a long range, and this should allow them to get the crit on nothing to say. So DY giving up his life for that is very worth it. However, if he ends up dead, that won't be great for him. However, I see that Spirit Siphon crit storm and DYW helping out get them a second. So Ori with the double kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They really want to get this kill. Don't worry, they've got 4 heroes around him and they will finally kill him. But this is massive rotations to kill the Death Prophet.
But not my calling.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
My just reward. Think not.
6. He's got that level 6, and we just see sometimes how much that Rolling Thunder can really just be a nuisance to a team fight. Immediately he use it. Wing Strike comes in, Swashbuckle away from these 2 heroes, and he's able to do that because of the fact that Sylar has to take screen, which is something I've been seeing more and more from rookies. They don't need to take a value point in this. So something that the phrase that I kind of bring up with, or Winter would bring up when I was casting with him, talking about who's the support core here. And it definitely feels like Ember is going to be that support core. Like the game line more on the Ricky than it does the Ember overall. Again, Ori will end up dead. Xingqiu gets credit for that one. And they brought everything here. And a couple of rotations come in from the side of Vici. this is again another kill onto the Death Prophet. Exorcism's now up for that next life that he'll have, but while this is all going down, Eurus is teleported over towards the top. He's got himself that early Necro 1. Well, yeah, he's continuing to just farm the lane and near boots, 540 gold and a raid ban, so doing pretty well.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Just
attack.
behind his own lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Eurus is just gonna chase him with that ult. Now that the Swashbuckler comes into the Oracle, and he can really just put this fight with a good rolling thunder. But the good job done there by EHOME to split up. Now the question is, can they keep up and get back on top of Faithion? The rolling thunder doesn't exactly do too much, and Yang's now under the tower. He is trying to survive, but he ends up dying under the tower, and Faithion gets a kill, which is so much more than I think he thought he was getting. Getting away from this Pangolin.
Not what you expected.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, this exorcism not actually getting them an amazing amount. Now, yeah, it's over top the disruption and trying to save the life of Yang. He did just die. Swashbuckler away from the remnants that were dropped down. PYW comes in a 3-man fissure trying to hold this outpost, but with 3 guys taking it, it will go to the side of the Dire. And I believe it was one piece of Yang getting locked up by the Searing Chain. Once again, there's the Fortune's End as well as the hook shot that comes from Faithion. And look at Jinkyu putting out that damage onto DY. He will end up losing his life. Faithion moving forward as the army was dropped before he died. However, he's got himself 15 damage already with his death pack damage.
The rune of haste.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
In terms of items that you would build.
Never refuse gold given.
I think he has always been one of those odd heroes, and almost at times I feel like has made a meta in the 4 position.
I feel like even when he was playing 3 though as well, he was doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I agree with that. Wasn't he the guy that played Storm Spirit offlane?
He played a lot of Tiny. I know that wasn't his own thing, but he is certainly a playmaker. When it comes down to it, is we're talking with the rolling thunder as well as the fissure coming from PYW. Yang using the kill there on the Siler that slow down his Ricky's game, and killing the top hero on the net worth is always a plus.
Yeah, they desperately need to get this Oracle to level 6, by the way. He's just bought the tome, though he is going to pretty much there when the tome comes out, but they need this defensive capability at the moment, because Vici are playing them out, really fast. They're using their ults really well. Shapeshift's down now, but they have Exorcism up, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them possibly look towards Roche soon, or trying to finish up this mid-tier wall. Keep playing the tempo game for now. Try and abuse the fact that the Ember's not had a good start to the game.
Comes out of the Ember as well as Jinky coming through, and he got more damage there. 15. To Medallion as well as Trip. Jesus.
It's pretty farmed.
For 4 position, yeah.
Honestly, the PYW tanking that gank there isn't the end of the world, right? Because they really wanted a core. Like, they wanted more, probably the Lycan, but PYW breaks his smoke himself. At least Jinky didn't get damage from that kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Then Yang now locked up, the Bullying Strike coming through. Fighting flames! As well as those searing arrows, and Jinkyu didn't get damage on that one, but yet another kill for this Clinks. This is bringing me back to the days of Team Serenity. That was another team I lost my voice to. Yeah.
Oh god. I mean, it was such a good team. I'm really sad about this year, but you have to say it's obviously definitely the right thing to do. It's just a shame that we're not going to have that capability to watch it online either. A lot of people that were going to try and get tickets, but it's such a big point of the year for everybody that plays Dota. Like, everybody kind of like organizes, like not necessarily meetups in person to watch it, but like everybody gets in Discord calls together and all sorts. It's such like a monumental moment.
Yeah, I remember doing that for like the majors when you had, you know, all the majors that were going on. The major, I remember staying up with my friends who, I mean, I think it was bad timings for you guys over in the UK.
Oh, it was awful.
But my friends were falling asleep from the UK in Discord. We just heard snoring from 3 different people in the Discord during those events. And those events are, you know, where you make a bunch of friends.
Dire's middle tower.
This is the mid one.
Radiant's bottom
Push
tower
mid.
is
I was
under
assuming they
attack.
were going to be going for him, by the way. I think they might even just replace
Shapeshift comes through from nothing to say. The army's been dropped down by G2. This is deterring them quite a bit. Look shot from Faith Beyond. He picks up that haste. Now here for the Yules. This is a problem for Faith Beyond. The Virgin then comes in as well as the false promise to keep him off. The side sits out of the Oracle as well as Clockwork. Yank thinking about that rolling thunder to go back into the fight. Good man Fissure from PYW. They get the kill on the Innocence. Now they'll cover enough to say they've got the exorcism push out. That's going to secure them the tier 1 tower. Cypher comes in again from nothing to say, but it won't get anything for the side of EHOME. And they do end up losing just the Oracle for Exorcism as well as the Shapeshift and Demonic Purge and Rolling Thunder. Like everything was used there except for the Echo Slam, and it only got them an Oracle on the tier 1 tower. Yes, that tower is very important, but a lot getting used in that situation.
So my question for EHOME now is, what can you get done now that you know both these ults are on call? You know, I talked about it at the start of the game. The amount of damage that they have on the Radiant side without those spells is, you know, really limited. I'm kind of hoping now, especially now that Silent has Diffuser Blade on the Ricky, that they try and make something happen. Because if not, they're basically waiting for this to cool down again so that Vici can take an advantageous fight for themselves. How they start to like, kind of move across the map, and it already feels like Silent wants to make something happen here.
They're looking forward to placing some ward down the clean up a sentry ward, which will give them kind of an inkling of
Radiant's bottom tower is
arm,
under
but it doesn't
attack.
give you a numbers game on that one. Yang PYW sitting towards mid. Nothing to say is here with Sunlar. Curious showing up to the fight. Oh, that Fissure actually hit onto the Ricky. And I don't know if Siler was expecting that.
Yeah, they had the for 3 on the Lycan, so they saw him as soon as he walked in. And that, if that Rolling Thunder had hit the Ricky just before he, like, before the Thunder had been struck away, I think he was probably dead.
Very down and nothing to say. Hook shot comes all the way through on to Urus. You're taking a lot of damage, and the Exorcism gets committed, but it just does not save him. Now PYW on the run, the Silence is on both the Oracle as well as this Ember with the swashbuckler on the backline from Yang, doing a lot of damage there on the Oracle. So now since no longer has the false promise to throw inside of anybody here on EHOME, the damage is very high as Yang is making it all the way across the river with that swashbuckler and still did it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
How do they do anything more though on EHOME? Like, how do they push? Their lineup doesn't hit buildings at all. So, like, they used the Lycan on the right side of the Pango, but they still get a kill in return, and they haven't used anything really. Like, they used Echo, which is annoying. But Shapeshift's off cooldown again now, Exorcism's off
Radiant are
cooldown.
scanning.
And now the bat's in the other hands now, and we'll see what Vici can do from that. They're gonna know they're so much stronger when they have both these ults available. I honestly think Roshan has to be the next big point of contention for both these teams.
So feels like Jinkyu is turning into a third or fourth core. It's going into a Desolator.
Isn't that just Zinkyu all the time though?
Yes. It feels like it's It's at 25 extra damage. He's not hitting terribly hard yet. He's certainly getting there. They have both these outposts on. Only 17-23 anyway. The Rolling Thunder comes in as well as Ori. Whip Swarm from the last shot from the end back kill there onto Innocent.
Tier 2 can die instead.
Radiant's bottom tower
I
is
want to
under
try and take more
attack.
map advantage.
Radiant structures are
To be fair,
fortified.
tier 2 is really difficult to kill now in comparison. Especially when they get clipped, because the damage increase from them, I think they take creeps in one less shot than they did before now.
Shot on a DY. Damage going in from Jinkyu. Use the disruption, so Oscar comes across that, get the disarm onto this clink. They finish off DY anyway. Shapeshift was
Radiant's
committed.
bottom tower has
Oddly
fallen.
enough from here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sure about that.
Exactly what's been the
Tower is
situation.
under attack.
But you talk about that Death Song Clinks, by the way. It's actually pretty good this game, I think, because they have a lot of physical damage with the Rookie Ember to amp up. And Clockwork kind of falls off as a position 3 anyway. Most of the time, with this top 3, you want some kind of 4 hit that scales a little bit more. The one that comes to mind for me for like a long time ago with CIS teams, it's like Lesh, for example. Clinks definitely seems to be played with a month at the moment, and his skill build is definitely the right thing to do. If you're maxing Searing Arrows and Clinks at the moment,
Radiant's
then stop
turret
it.
has been killed.
The other skills are just so much more valuable. If you look at the difference between what Searing Arrows do and what, you know, the other 2 skills do, it's unreal for each skill point what the damage is. 10 damage on Searing Arrows for a skill
top
point
tower is under
so
attack.
low value.
Comes in, and now they've gotten a little bit of trouble. They've got themselves the false promises as well. The hook shot towards Nothing to Say to get out of there freely.
Cool though. PIW has blink.
Players here.
Hitting on the Clinks, but they need to follow this up, or at least try to.
It's so scary for them to take fights without the Lycan shapeshifter. He's so easy to kill off because he just doesn't have an armor item at the moment. Like, he needs some maneuverability from the hero in the shapeshifter itself to be able to offer any kind of threat in the fights. Otherwise, he kind of just gets blown up really quickly. Like, Clinks even them as well. It's like
Crazy to me that this Clockwork is more farmed than too. The silence comes in for the Rookie as well as the Clockwork. Clipping on top of Beyond, who runs in there and loses his life immediately. Now the Ghouls follows it up onto Innocence. And he'll try to survive this onslaught that comes in from Vici, but just won't. He is very overwhelmed, and Echo Slam was thrown down on his Xingqiu. They get a kill into the Clinks. Pretty nailing for Vici.
it's just so much easier for them to keep fights. On the Radiant side, when they have spells, like they have to play perfectly this game to be able to try and take them. If anybody's ever caught that position, it's really difficult for the Oracle to ever be in a decent position to try and save them, right? Because there's so much jump. There's a Pango, Shaker, the Lycan popping ult as well. Like DP can just run in. The Innocence is in a very difficult place this game to ever try and survive a fight. I love how he's just got wall breaths and blood. Survive for an extra half a second. Maybe I
Radiant's
can
bottom
save something.
tower is under attack.
He would have really loved a keen optic to have gotten dropped. That's for sure. They've got Yang in a bit of trouble. He's silenced and dead. Jinx gets the kill. You know who's got to cross the river all the way through to peel my feet. Spirit Vessel Wing Strike. Down he goes. They're looking for a third, and they'll make it a third. DY, Hill Fall, Sylar with double. Good job from you.
That's pretty soft by Vici though as well. Like, you're going to keep harping on about it. You don't have this first one. You can't play it's aggressive. Because you have this really good pick-up. Ricky could you off top, you off. You know, Ember, so if he ever gets onto you at the decent edge. And they kind of just die one by one there. Thinking about to resave each other.
So,
ever so careful.
one of the things, and I'm going to keep doing this
Radiant's
because I learned a lot when I
bottom
got
tower
to
is under
cast
attack.
Pointer, so I'm going to just try and emulate what he used to tell me. Was when you don't have your abilities ready to go, if you're not ready to go this line, and that may not be exact, you don't want to be across it. And Vici were kind of like over here, cross that line without the shapeshift, without the exorcism, and they get picked off. And that's a spot where EHOME can take them out.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same as the line. You kind of have to include the outposts as well. So they're the big
Hopefully, I watch that line. Or just Winter's not watching. I'm okay.
Well, yeah, then it doesn't matter. Can't put you out.
If he's not watching, nobody can tell him for, me messing that one up.
The other important thing, by the way, is when you play boss, or I don't know what it is when you play mid. Don't take the talents either early on. Probably take 15, but the skill value points are just so much more worthwhile.
Is the 24-second minus cooldown on Burning Army worth it? About
It depends on the game.
30%. Bottom middle of Yang. He gets hit up by a few of the team to get it built there. They're going for the Echo. It is on 3, but I don't know if they have the follow-up immediately to this. They're trying to get the kill, and you've got the follow-up coming in from Innocence to save Jinkyu's life. Spirits like Mori as well. The Exorcism getting committed. They'll take out DY as well. DY, that's going to be 3 heroes dead on the side of Vici. Finally, after the full response is over, Jinkyu's going to die as well as Innocence. And Vici is going to be popped by Ori. Now he's trying to turn this around. He looks over at Sylar, who's forced to blink strike away. Faith Beyond looking to maybe reinitiate on this one. He's got hookshot available in 10 seconds, so that's with him. Get the battery assault on him as well as the pods. Maybe they have an opportunity to get a kill here onto Ori. Sylar here as well as nothing to say though. Full a mega kill streak here for Sylar. He sits 5, 1, and 5, and 4 kills for EHOME.
If Vici were just a little bit closer to that shaker at the start of the fight, they would have absolutely wiped them. But by the time the Echo Slam combo with all the the follow-up stuns are finished, they're still like a second or 2 away, and so they just don't have any damage coming out during the duration of the slam. Really good kiting around by EHOME in that fight. They pop the Shapeshift, they pop the Exorcism, but they have these 2 really maneuverable cores, and the Ember and the Ricky. They kind of just jump in and out of the fight. And as soon as our beacon duration comes on the DP, they really don't care about the Exorcism and just blow her up. There's Vessel on Clock, the really high physical burst on the Ricky as well, who went for Battle Fury's second item, by the way, to help him scale it a little bit more. But he pushes waves up really quickly now.
With the items that they've picked up so far on EHOME, are they still going to struggle with taking buildings, or has Jinkyu really helped them out with the
Death's bounty?
Oh no, they still take. I mean, that makes it a little bit easier, right? But it's not a massive deal. The cores themselves just don't push buildings too well. I don't think it's going to help them with that. He gets another damage out of the BKB, which I assume he will to hit them. Where you want the front.
But shot onto Q-Eye with the Cogs actually pushes him up onto the high ground. The Rolling Thunder comes in and doing a lot of damage out on Innocence. On top of. Did he? Won't be able to get the kill and deal with Rise.
I think he missed that swashbuckler. I'm pretty sure at the end.
The entry one?
No, the one at the end just after Rolling Thunder. It looked like it didn't do any damage to the Well, Jinky wants the Eurus here. The Ember as well.
Oh my. First army dropped down, and now Ori trying to at least turn this, but you have the Yules on the Ember that allows him to pick up this death profit. Now they're looking to re-engage. Yeah, HTV is pop, but that doesn't matter. They've got the damage to get the kill. They'll take it. DY make it a 3rd. Yang on the run now as a Fissure does hit on the 3. Yang needs to really get out of harm's way. Will successfully do so as he jukes in the trees.
Yeah, you have done a really good job of just turning this game into like not 5-on-5 fights really anymore. They kind of just punish it really, bad positioning errors or finding really good pickups on the map constantly at the moment.
He's got an extra 45 damage.
And the way that Vici's lineup works as well is that they want to be playing from ahead. They haven't like a deep hero.
By Sylar, I thought it was going to be killing a Roche. Yang trying to get in there with the Rolling Thunder. He'll swap to go outside the pit, which then comes in from Innocence. Double blink strike now to put him back on side of the Pingolier.
Shaker
by Fissure, and Earthshaker PYW ends up dead. Swashbuckle to the Fury Tower that should keep him kind of safe. They don't have a hook shot to close the gap, but Earthshaker instead of the Pangolier.
I mean, Jinky's just doing so much work on this clip. Like, he's going for full kind of like damage build. It does work in most games, like if you're trying to play it in your pubs, right? Every other hero on your team has built a damage like items himself. But because he has so much utility on his team, from like this Ricky with the Smoke Cloud, the Clockworks come playing the like 3/4. They're both playing 3.5 in a way. He's allowed to just freely get off these damage items, and he knows that because he's doing so much of his fight, Oracle kind of like has to focus on saving him as well. So he doesn't really need any kind of like defensive capability in him.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
If anybody's getting through these buildings right now, it is Jinky. He took that tier 1 pretty fast.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's just the when you have the Medallion, the Deso, and the Mind Slammer on the Death Pact. minus 16 armor. Just like insane for a hero like the position.
Oh boy, Ori. He's trying to hold that beak to beast. The disruption is also the rolling thunder coming from Gang, but the burning army is placed down. Ori now needs to run. Fujin then was thrown down on his sheep, hoping that they could also lock down Ori on this one. PYW is looking for an opportunistic Echo Slam. Beyond moves forward, throws a rocket flare forward into the side of VG. BKB's popped around the horn, and now Sylar, he pops his, but immediately turns tail. However, nothing to say comes across. The rain and searing chains out onto Ori. Ori doesn't have it ruled. He's got the save from DY coming in. PYW still looking for the Echo Slam, though. TBH is out of the hands of the Ricky, but they've already lost 3. And it looks like they're going to lose Eurus on top of it. Down goes DY, PYW, still with the Echo, but there's no reason to hold it other than if they were going to call GG, and that's exactly what they do when they get team one.
I was going to say that, like, this is VG have to be playing on the front foot, though. Like, they have to be playing on the other side of the map. And if they take a fight ever and it goes badly, like on their own side of the map, the game just ends. It's the same for both.